right, this is a how to program your subconscious mind with Rodriguez here. Anyhow, let's go on further to important part here. Building a relationship with your subconscious mind. Conscious mind. Your subconscious mind in regard to protect your subconscious mind from false impressions. Now, your conscious mind, you feed it all the time, and you feed the subconscious mind all the time. But false impressions are not necessarily, in my opinion, protected from your subconscious mind, because if we were in a perfect world, we wouldn't believe lies and deceptions and half-truths and act on them. So your subconscious mind, in my opinion, is not necessarily there to benefit you because we don't know how to use it. And it just collects all the beliefs and all the stuff that we feed it. Not that these beliefs are beneficial to us. The subconscious mind is a reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that outside of your conscious awareness. Mostly that's true. Include feelings, hidden memories, habits, thoughts, desires, and reactions. Full parts of your subconscious mind create stories to draw about aspects of reality. Feed upon itself and aware that this and to switch your attention to other elements related to your goal. Learn more about your short span interaction with. Need to know from them to know about what is going to come up anyhow. To raise your awareness and discernment to be more accurate, you'll be able to need nuanced contrast even more so. You'll have to heighten sensitivity. Now, this awareness or sensitivity is key in my mind. This works towards positive and negative in any environment, situation, or circumstances. You can recalibrate any meaning that you get from external to empower you and to your vision. Now, this is important because you need to reprogram or recalibrate any meaning that you get from external to empower you towards your vision. This is key. This is the key step. So it also talks about other things here too. People, music, information can program your subconscious mind. At a certain point, you may have a desire to consume that information anymore. That disempowering information, meaning symbolism, inner world, outer world, empowerment, disempowerment. Empowerment to process, becoming stronger, more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights. Disempowerment is deprived of power, authority, influence, make weak or ineffectual, unimportant. Locus of control, internal locus of control. Take responsibility for reality, not over-influenced by opinions. Know how to get into flow and maintain it. Focus the attention on what you want. Raise up higher levels of confidence during your challenge, independence or interdependence. Unnecessary is easily excluded out of consciousness. External locus of control. Levels of logic, anyhow. Here he's saying that vision is at the top, identity next, values and beliefs, capabilities, behavior, environment. And here again, the idea that environment is everything. I think environment is important, but I don't think it's everything. I think there's a divine power that it even supersedes this. And that divine element is more powerful than environment, behavior, capabilities. Values or beliefs are essential in that environment, and the identity is too, and so is your vision. But that divine power is fundamental on every level and every aspect, and that's where this is flawed. This is flawed because that divine element, that divine power is not below the environment. It's fundamental on every level. Here are some key statements. I have a morning ritual that I enjoy doing. I am productive and enjoy what I do. I enjoy what I do and I have fun. I am organized. These have to be words. They have to be filled with emotion and belief, and these I am statements have to do it. The will statements are not as productive as I am statements and I have statements. Let's see if we can get this going again. But he talks about the relationship with your conscious and your subconscious mind and learning to work and speak and work on, I think, 4 different levels, 4 different ways or systems to work with the subconscious mind. And you'll have to grow into these habits and these processes over time. It's not immediate. It just doesn't change in a couple, 2 or 3 months. I've tried several subconscious programs, and I'm still not getting where I need to get. So I need to dig deeper and more emotionally and root out things that are stopping my affluence and control and beneficial and providence and prosperity.
Course, and that's not necessarily going to help us when it comes to high performance. Imagine a professional athlete thinking about every little last thing consciously that they have to do in order to perform well during the game. It can be very overwhelming for them, so they have to rely upon the power of their subconscious mind to bring forth the high performance. The same is to be said about entrepreneurship, the same is to be said about public speaking, the same is to be said about relationships, and this even goes beyond the behaviors, capabilities, the obvious logical interpretations, and even gets into more esoteric areas that we might not have figured out yet, although we could put 2 and 2 together. For example, a person that has a belief system that we would call success consciousness or money consciousness will seem to attract certain opportunities, people, circumstances, and so forth that will seem to lead them over to financial wealth or increasing their wealth in ways where other people look at that individual and say, everything they touch turns to gold.
And it's important to know that these belief structures, these emotions, these desires work on a subconscious level. They also work out of a conscious level. But if you are telling and setting yourself up for financial difficulties, it's because you have emotions, words, thoughts, and beliefs and desires that are stopping you because you hold them to be true and powerful and you have given them power. Now you must learn to root out those things that have stopped you from reaching those higher beneficial desires of influence, doing good, prosperity, wealth, so forth. Everything I touches turns to gold. That is the challenge.
Now, the beautiful thing about this is the conscious mind, and we're working a lot in this program with the conscious elements and then taking the conscious elements that we are aware of how the subconscious mind works and then using certain methodologies. And there's only 4 methodologies that I use. I use self-talk, revision, subconscious mind, audios, and environment. As subconscious mind programming changes occur within yourself, what you will notice is not only the behavioral change, but the environmental changes, things changing in ways that you might consciously be able to reverse engineer and figure out how they change, as well as things that you might not yet. So we work with the conscious mind now, going forth, to consciously impress the subconscious mind with what we want to impress consciously, to be the kind of person that we want to be and to live the kind of life that we want to live. We also want conscious reflections on what has been expressed in our behaviors or our environment. And we want to be able to reflect upon that so we can understand what's within our subconscious and work with that information to further change what is within our subconscious. So the conscious mind,
This reflection, this meditation, this reflection, this understanding of how these powers flow and build and benefit one another is key. It's more important than I first thought it was.
is what is deciding, has a preference in the matter, is evaluating, and is the guard of the subconscious. As mentioned in earlier stages, we might not have seen reality from this perspective, and we might have allowed a lot of interpretations to go in that might not be resonant to how we really want to be, how we really are. And so now it's our responsibility to guard the subconscious, to build a relationship with our subconscious. That's the
Now, this is key. A lot of people don't talk about this responsibility, but we're responsible to control our emotions, thoughts, and our desires, and to build a foundation of beliefs, desires, emotions, thoughts, words, actions that will feed and supplement not only our subconscious, but even our super subconscious and even things beyond our current realms and understanding.
conscious activity. And we do it, as mentioned, through self-talk, revision, subconscious mind audios, and environment. Now, subconscious mind, whatever your conscious mind assumes and believes to be true, your subconscious mind will accept and bring to pass. Most of us are impressed on our subconscious by information that we take in, conversations that we have with people, the news, the books that we read, the information that we consume. As we consume this information, there could be a high possibility that we're allowing ourselves to believe this information unless we can discern and we can understand how the information is impressing our subconscious. Even as you go through this program or go through any kind of communication that you have with anybody, as you listen to it and you engage with that information, you will start to notice that you are allowing that information to impress the subconscious. Now, you also have the power to not allow that information to impress the subconscious if you question it consciously. If you believe that to be true of what I said, that information can then impress the subconscious. Now, there's other beliefs that we have within ourselves that may be brought to the surface that would be beliefs that would seem to maybe dispute with the belief that I'm sharing with you. This is where you're now consciously aware that that's happening. And as we go through this program, we'll notice that a big part of it is about noting and journaling these attributes. And if they're not actually helpful for you, you can change it. So simply put,
That's important that we talk about these four mechanisms: self-talk, the journaling, the videos, uh, the awareness, and the responsibility to screen out desires and beliefs and mechanisms that are not supportive to an abundant life, not supportive to a greater truth and abundance that already exists. It already exists. All we're asking the subconscious or even the part of the divine is to open up our being, our conscious and subconscious and super subconscious, even the divine, which is greater than all these, to allow us to receive these things, build these things, and then act on these things to bless and benefit not only ourselves and other people, but the world as a whole and our divine nature and our divine path to bless and benefit many other people besides ourselves. So we're going to go a little further here, but not much more. and we're going to end it at about 20 maybe minutes.
Whatever your conscious mind, and this is all done through a conscious process, even this conversation as we're having a conscious discussion, it's still engaging the subconscious, but we're still consciously studying right now. So it's simple and very effective and efficient to say, what the conscious mind assumes and believes to be true, your subconscious mind will accept and bring to pass. What we want to do in this program is to bring forth our specific and conscious-based assumptions and beliefs and impress those on our subconscious so that those can be brought to pass, as well as observe if we are allowing certain information to form conclusions that is further impressing the subconscious mind, or new information that is not in harmony to impress the subconscious mind, and catch that and change it. Now, this is introduction, so we're going to go through the whole process of how to do this throughout the program. The subconscious mind is a reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that are outside, a lot of times, of our conscious awareness.
Okay, we're going to stop here. We're going to go back and start with what he does on the conscious level. I'm going to end it here at about 16 minutes, 16 and a half minutes. But I'm starting to resonate with some of his understanding and some of his belief systems and some of his actions, some of his mechanisms that I thoroughly agree with. And of course, I will add my own as we go on to this. So there's much more to this than conscious, subconscious, super subconscious, and divine. The divine is missing in this, but as we build on the conscious and subconscious, super subconscious, you'll find the divine is through all these things. And there are things stated in the divine that are even more powerful than the subconscious. We need to be responsible for what we think, for what we accept as truth. We need to be aware of what we're accepting, and is that benefiting us in a divine way? Is it benefiting us in a prosperous way? Is it benefiting us in a way that will benefit not only ourselves and others and our family, but will it benefit our divine path? So that's the layers, other layers that we're going to add to this in time. Yeah, I'm going to end this. It's about 18 minutes long, but pretty powerful because you're talking about mechanisms of responsibility, mechanisms that will benefit and increase the power of the subconscious to benefit you and others. And if you get into the divine, it's even beyond super subconscious and even beyond many things that we currently understand. So we'll add that flavor and that depth and that level too. As we talked earlier on the charts, the pyramid charts, the divine is even greater than the environment. It's greater than vision and goals and the other parts of that pyramid. It actually has a fundamental part that encompasses all these things and more. So as we are aware of these things, different layers, the divine can easily go through all these layers, instantaneously, and even past the super subconscious and even past any other layer that we currently don't understand. The challenge is to work through these layers and build in a way that will lay a foundation where you can be inspired to do something, do it, and find out that it is soon or quickly done on a divine level, a super subconscious level, and even a subconscious level. But you're taking responsibility of these layers and these levels of power and building and working with them in a way that will benefit, again, you and others and even the world. So I believe that we have a long way to go in this area, and with these levels. The problem is we're only talking about a conscious and subconscious level, which is an okay level. But let's get into a super subconscious and even a divine level and open these things up to greater areas of influence and good. And I say these things in the sacred name of Jesus Christ. Amen.